Oi, lads, put your thinking caps on. It's time we get dead hard. Ha 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 ha. Old Big Mac here, letting you know the boys is back. The Orks, the time has come. Welcome back to the Red Ones Go Fasta. Today we are looking at books and points and things that Orks don't normally look at because Orks are back, baby. Orks are back. What has happened is over the last couple of weeks, three major changes have happened in Warhammer 40,000 and in Orks that have really changed their competitiveness. Orks have not been all that competitive this edition since the great Buggy Nerf. And kind of in a bad spot. Well, with the new Warzone Nephilim coming out, you could see they made changes to how the command points work. So the forces are half command point. You start with half of what you normally would, except for you're gaining it in both phases. However, you're also now paying for warlord traits and relics. So this really hurts all the other armies. It doesn't really hurt Orks all that much because, frankly, we didn't use a whole lot of relics and things because they're not all that good in our book. But anyways, to go along with that change, you could see the field manual went up and the buggy nerf has been kind of undone. You can now you still can only have 3 of each buggy, but they're not relegated to being the same squadron. So what it was last time is if you took 3, they all had to be in one squadron, which means they had to stay together. And when you try to do upgrades, you couldn't do it. You had to take a unit of 1 for the upgrade, and then now you're just stuck with 1. So now that opens up, you can have 1 with the upgrades, and then another squad of 2, or have 2 or 3 squads of 1, etc., etc. Also, the WA has changed. So the WA has gotten way, way, way better. Now when you declare your charge after you advance, you get +1 strength and attack, and you have a 5+ invulnerable. And then the stage 2, you still get the +1 strength and attack. Your invul moves to a 6+. This is really, really strong. And then there was also the points updates. So we got a bunch of point drops. Specifically, what I really want to point out is boys. So regular boys went down to 8 points a model. Grots went down to 4 points a model. Burna boys went down to 10 points a model. Commandos went down. All of these boys went down. The Great Green Tide is back. But what I really want to point out, what I don't think anyone has really figured out yet, is all of this stuff combined makes Orks way more powerful than they were. But before you get all list building and start doing buggy spam again and flyer spam and things like that, forget all of that, because with this, okay, with Dawa here, core and characters are all that gets that, okay? But check this out. If you run as deathskulls, those damn blue gets, look at their specials. So every time they shoot or fight, you get a reroll hit or 1 wound, okay? That's something that most armies pay command point for every time. You get that on every single unit, every single phase. Also, you have a 5-up feel no pain, okay? So mortal wounds, you get a 5+. So now you get a 5+ feel no pain and a 5+ invulnerable, right? Okay, but this is the biggie. Infantry units with the culture gain objectives secured. Now, thinking caps, guys, thinking caps. Oi, thinking caps.
How do you win a game of Warhammer 40,000? Is it by defeating the other guy? No, it's by getting the most victory points. And how do you get victory points? Securing objectives. How do you secure objectives? With OBSEC. How do you get OBSEC? Be a death skull. So you go as a death skull, you get all of this, and it's absolutely crazy, right? Plus there's the whole every time you destroy a vehicle within 6 inches of your warlord, you can gain a command point too. You have all sorts of fun stuff. But you take death skulls and you take a bunch of boys. Take burner boys, take big squads of boys, take boys and call the WA. All right, so now you're securing all the objectives. You got your commandos rolling around. You got, Ludas shooting things. You got burner boys. You're using all these guys that are core units, and that's really important because they're the ones that get those specials from the WA. So see here, you got your mega knobs. They can go in. They are core. You got your commandos. They can go in. They are core, right? And all of these guys, remember, they're getting a 5+ invul, a 5+ feel no pain, and they all have OBSEC. You put that unit of Mega Knobs on there, they're not coming off that objective. You're going to need to send a Stompa to get them off that objective, right? You got your Tank Busters. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. This is what I really want to say. Okay, so boys, though. Regular old boys, okay? You're hitting strength 5, okay, when you charge in. And you're getting an extra attack. Because remember, it's +1 to strength and attack. So you're getting 3 strength 5 attacks from every boy. But if they have a Choppa, you get an additional attack too. Okay? So now you're looking at 4 attacks from each boy. A unit of 10 boys, you're doing 40 attacks at strength 5 on a charge. Come on, guys. With OBSEC. Come on. Come take it. Take this from me. You're not taking this objective from me. Right? I think there's probably something to be said for Bad Moons with their extra range and for some Evil Sons and doing some buggy spam too. I think there's still room for those clans. Goths are always decent. I'm not sure about the snake bites. I know blood axes were the big thing with whole getting the shooting off. Forget shooting. We don't shoot. We're orcs. You get stuck in, and you get stuck in by being a death skull. And again, this is great for us because our stratagems, these... honestly, they're garbage. They really are. About the only thing that's ever been any kind of good is the where did it go? Yeah, for the Orks is never beaten, where you stand your war boss back up. That's about the only one worth doing. So really, none of our loadouts, none of our relics, like they weren't really any good. So the fact that we don't have the points to take them doesn't really matter. Because we don't care. We don't care. We don't need them. Spend all your points on boys. Make your boys death skulls. Call Dawa. But most importantly, hold those objectives and win the game. I'm telling you guys, Orks is back. We're in the best spot we've been in since first edition. I expect you all to go out there, whip everyone's butts. Come back and let me know. But yeah, this is old Big Mech telling you to put your thinking caps on. Because with all 3 of those changes combined... we absolutely, positively are going to be on top again. So until next time, that's been the Red Ones Go Fasta.